All right, so today we're going to look at box plots. We're going to look at questions. A question is considered statistical if it has many answers. Like if I were to ask about your favorite ice cream, your favorite snack, your shoe size, different NFL player salaries, where there are some questions that are considered non-statistical that only have one answer, like the height of the Eiffel Tower, how many school buses are for BCMS. Also, when you're talking about data, we have things called an outlier. That is a data point that is an abnormal distance from the other values in the data set. So, with outliers, they can affect parts of a box plot. So, if I have the data 2, 7, 9, 11, 12, 15, 17, and 17, they have created this box plot. What would change with the box plot if a data point of 20 was added to the data? So now, instead of my upper extreme being 17, my upper extreme would change to 20. So when I'm looking at this, I would need to restart by writing down my data. Thinking about what my median would be. So your middle number. So you have 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5. So your median is 12. When I'm looking at my lower half of data, 1, 1, 2, 2 fall somewhere in there. So between 7 and 9 is 8. I would do the same thing with my upper half of data to find that upper quartile, which would be 17. So now let me take my Fab 5 and graph it on my number line. So I have 2, 8, 12, 17, and 20. I'm going to do my box, my median, and my whiskers. Now, if I notice the following pieces of my box plot changes. In this instance, it changes my median. It also changes my upper quartile. And it also changes my upper extreme. Notice that this right whisker is now longer than what it was. It started being only 1 unit. Now the right whisker has 3 units. So it is stretched out a little bit further. The median has also changed from 11.5 to 12. The upper extreme went from 16 to 17. So when you add outliers to a piece of data, it can change multiple features of my box plot. And the only way I can determine that is by recreating a new box and whisker plot. So let's look at the second example. So we have another set of data, but now it's saying if I were to add the data point of 2. So this is a lower number. So it's going to change my lower extreme definitely because it's going to go from 8 to 2. So if I rewrite my data, I have a lower extreme of 2, an upper extreme of 18. If I were to go through and find my median, 3, 3, it would fall between 12 and 14, so my median would be 13. And then if I were to do the same thing for my lower quartile, my lower quartile would be right here at 9. If I were to do the same thing for my upper quartile, that would be at 16. So if I were to plot, lower quartile is 9, median is 13, and my upper quartile is now 16. And I create my box and whisker plot. And now I look at how it changed. My upper extreme is still at 18. On this instance, my upper quartile also changed from 17 to 16 because I added one more piece of data. My median went from 14 down to 13. The lower quartile went from 10 to 9, and look at this lower extreme, went from 8 to 2. So that lower whisker, or the left whisker, is stretched out much further than the way it was. So the changes that we see are the lower extreme, the lower quartile, and the median.